Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World. And today we're in Tampa, Florida, and I'm with my friend Mark from exploringtampa.com to give you some insider tips, some local tips on visiting Tampa. So Mark has been very gracious to show me around Ybor City and downtown and help me learn a bit more about the drinking culture here in Tampa. And so I thought I'd ask Mark to give you some tips on drinking and there's a lot of craft breweries and stuff like that here. Could you tell our fans some cool stuff about drinking here in Tampa?
Yeah, there's a handful of craft breweries here. There's a handful. If you're going around, the place I would suggest going is Seminole Heights. That is the area just outside of Ybor City. It's got Angry Chair Brewing, which is one of the most sought after in the area. You've got Brew Bus Brewing, you've got Southern Brewing, a whole bunch of new stuff popping up in the area every day. That's where all the restaurants are. That is the up and coming foodie bar scene area right there. Hipsterville, but it's a cool place to be.
Cool.
If you're in Ybor City, you got to check out Coppertail Brewing, Tampa Bay Brewing Company, Rock Brothers Brewing, and Cigar City Cider and Meat are all there as well. Now, since we're talking about drinking in general, one cool thing about Florida in general is our laws do not allow distilleries to sell you individual shots. So if you come down, most distilleries will give you free drinks in hopes that you buy a bottle.
Yes, we have kind of experimented with that today, and it is quite an interesting thing. So that is kind of a cool thing, and I've been really impressed with the craft beer here, because it's not just they have like one or two beers. A lot of them will have like a dozen different beers you can try, which has been really cool. I mean, I've had a good time. It's not just the sun, why we should be wearing sunglasses. It's a good time. So what are some other things? Like, what are some other like upcoming areas? Like you talked about Seminole Heights. Is there any other place like kind of new here in Tampa that people might not see in the guidebooks or stuff like that?
So one of the newest areas we have coming up is an area known as Sparkman Wharf, which is where Channelside Bay Plaza used to be. It was a failed plaza before Jeff Vinnick, who owns the Tampa Bay Lightning, decided that he was going to buy up the area, he was going to redevelop it, and he put in a whole bunch of the local restaurants are now they're in like shipping containers, and they are doing things that they can't do in their main restaurants, and they have kind of an offshoot in these shipping containers, and they're doing things that they are too afraid to try in their own restaurants, and they're bringing it to you. You'll be some of the first to try it. That's one of the cool areas I would suggest. Outside of that, Tampa Heights is coming up right outside of Seminole Heights. It's got Armature Works, it's got Eulalie, it's got the Hall on Franklin, it's got Hidden Springs Brewing, all the cool little areas there. Those are the two must-dos while you're in the area.
And that's the thing is you got to check out his website. He's got all these breweries, all these restaurants, reviews, all kinds of stuff to really help you out at
exploringtampa.com.
Yeah, and it's seriously, they had all kinds of really cool stuff. But I think my favorite thing we had today was having a Cuban sandwich in Ybor City. And would you like to tell them the importance of a Tampa Cuban sandwich versus those other things that think they're Cuban sandwiches?
Well, they're not Cubans. There is no, if it doesn't have salami on it, it's not a Cuban sandwich. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about this. And you get a handful of people who say, I don't like my Cubans with salami on them. That's cool. I don't like my grilled cheese without cheese, you know?
Yeah. And the thing is, if you're wondering what a Cuban sandwich is, it's, well, pulled pork, it's ham, salami, Swiss cheese, mustard, pickle, and then they put it on Cuban bread, which is a sweet bread, and then they kind of grill it or toast it.
They press it.
They press it, and then you die in heaven because it's so freaking good. So you definitely want to have that when you're in. I want to say thank you to Mark, who took me to one of the best places for one today, so we had a good time. So is there anything you want to share with people? Anything else they should know? Because I think you've got a lot of the really new good stuff to tell them with the brewers and stuff, but anything else you want to tell them?
No, they got to come and experience it for themselves.
Oh, wait, and don't forget, there's actually these pirate things. Tell them about the
Gasparilla.
Gasparilla,
if
yeah.
you're here in January, February, you got to come down for Gasparilla. Think Mardi Gras, but replace it with pirates.
Yeah,
it's Mardi Gras with pirates.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So I want to say thank you to Mark for helping me out today and showing me around, and his whole team. Awesome people. We had a few tipples while we were going around, so thank you to everybody, and we wish you all a great time here in Tampa. If you want to learn more, we've got a Don'ts of Tampa, we got a Don'ts of Florida, all kinds of videos to help out. But do check out his website. Again, it's down below. If you're looking for more information, you can click on the link to check them out, and they got all kinds of cool stuff here in Tampa. So we'll say bye from Tampa.
See ya.
So